Good evening and welcome to the Disaster Preparedness Updates, a program designed to increase awareness among citizens and residents about all hazards that can affect us at any time. This 15 minutes program brought to you by the Nevis Disaster Management Department will be aired on Nevis Television every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. The program will be presented by the department staff, coordinated by its communications unit. But for this first edition, I am your presenter, Jacob Ngumbah, the Deputy Director at the Nevis Disaster Management Department. Tonight, our focus is on hurricane awareness, the theme hazards for the month of June. This initiative is spearheaded by the Ivor Walters Primary School and the Methodist Church as part of our school-based and faith-based multiple hazards campaign.
Hurricanes and tropical storms are cyclones with tropical origins, also known as tropical cyclones. Hurricanes commonly cause inland flooding. Torrential rains from decaying hurricanes and tropical storms can produce extensive urban and river flooding, landslides, and mudslides in mountainous regions. Preparation is the best protection against the dangers of a hurricane. People should make their homes as hurricane-proof as possible and plan and practice what they will do if they are advised to evacuate.
Don't go outside when the wind blows. Stay away from glasses and windows.
The month of June brings hurricane into focus as the Nevis Disaster Management and Education Department's multi-hazard campaign rolls on. The Ivor Walters Primary School is indeed happy to play our part in educating the public on the important aspects of hurricane. Join our students during this month as we share with you key information on what you should do before, during, and after a hurricane. Remember, we are heading into the hurricane season, which runs from June 1st to November 30th. Be informed. Be prepared. The life you save may very well be your own.
Don't go outside when the wind blows. Stay away from glasses and windows.
Greetings. My name is Reverend Mark Christmas. I'm the pastor of the Nevis Circuit of Methodist Churches, and I'll be presenting on the hazard hurricane. Do you know what a hurricane is? A hurricane is a huge rotating storm with strong winds at speeds of 75 miles per hour and above that forms over warm waters in tropical areas. There are no other storms like hurricanes on Earth. Each year, on average, 10 tropical storms, of which 6 become hurricanes, develop over the Atlantic Ocean, Caribbean Sea, or Gulf of Mexico. Timely warnings have greatly diminished hurricane fatalities in the Caribbean. In spite of this, property damage continues to mount. There is little we can do about the hurricanes themselves. However, we can prepare for hurricanes and alert people when a hurricane threatens. Did you know hurricanes have different names according to their locations? In the Indian Ocean, hurricanes are given the name cyclones. In Southeast Asia, they're called typhoons. And in North America and the Caribbean, they're called hurricanes. Also, in Australia, hurricanes are called willy-willies. Do you remember the hurricane season? Hurricane in the Atlantic hurricane season starts from the beginning of June till the end of November. Mid-September is considered the peak of the hurricane season. The reason I say Atlantic hurricane season is because the South Pacific cyclone season lasts from January until the end of April. The Eastern Pacific hurricane season starts from mid-May until mid-October. And the Western Pacific cyclone season is between May and October too. Were you ever curious on how hurricanes are named? An international committee organized by the World Meteorological Association chooses the names. There are 21 names on the list at all times, beginning with the letter A and going down the alphabet, but skipping letters Q, U, X, Y, and Z. The list of names is recycled every 6 years, and if there's a very active hurricane season, there's a supplemental list of names to draw from. Now let's see how a hurricane name gets retired. For a hurricane name to be retired or removed from the list, those storms would be particularly devastating or cause many deaths. So the name will never be used again. There are 4 phases of hurricane. Tropical disturbance. That is an organized area of thunderstorms that lasts for at least 24 hours or more and is accompanied by heavy rains and gusty winds. It has little chance of causing major damage. Tropical depression is an organized area of tropical low pressure in which sustained winds are between 23 to 38 miles per hour. However, at this stage, it doesn't have the power to move on to the next step, and it still lacks the true form. Tropical storm is a tropical cyclone with maximum wind speeds of 39 to 73 miles per hour and accompanied by thunderstorms. Tropical storms can still result in heavy rains that can cause severe flooding wherever they make landfall. Hurricane is when the wind speeds reach 75 miles per hour and over. The system is now mature and the eye is well defined. If atmospheric conditions are right, it can strengthen. Dissipation is when hurricanes turn to be less and less organized as wind speeds drop dramatically and they stop gathering power. Once hurricanes make landfall, they stop gathering power because they no longer have warm water to depend on to power themselves. The Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale is the instrument used to measure a hurricane's category or hurricane's maximum sustained wind speed. Hurricane categories. Category 1 is known as a minimal hurricane with wind speed 74 to 95 miles per hour. Category 2 is termed as a moderate hurricane with winds of 96 to 110 miles per hour. Category 3 is known as an extensive hurricane with wind speeds of 111 to 130 miles per hour. Category 4 is considered as an extreme hurricane with winds of 131 to 155 miles per hour. And Category 5 is the most dangerous and is called a catastrophic hurricane with wind speeds greater than 150 miles per hour. What do we do before a hurricane? Build an emergency kit. Make a family communications plan. Keep trees and shrubbery trimmed. Remove any debris or loose items in your yard. Install permanent hurricane shutters if possible. Bring indoor items like potted plants, patio furniture, decorations, and garbage cans inside. They can fly in strong winds. So what should we do during a hurricane? Don't open the refrigerator or freezer. In case you lose power, you want the cold air to stay. Stay away from windows and glass doors. They could break and hurt you. Don't go outside when the rain or wind stop. This is the eye of the storm, or a short rest. The rain and winds will start again. Listen to safety officials for important instructions. After hurricane, if you are a child, do not go outside without an adult. Don't go near any wires that are loose or dangling. They could electrocute you. Be alert for the smell of gas. Don't drink water from the faucet unless safety officials say so. Text. Don't talk, as they may block the phone lines for emergency workers. Words to know. What is the eye of a hurricane? Eye is the center of the storm, at the time when winds and rain die down, but will start up again very quickly. What is hurricane watch? A hurricane watch is issued when hurricanes are possible within your area. It is issued 48 hours before it anticipates tropical storm force winds. What is a hurricane warning? A hurricane warning indicates that hurricane conditions are expected somewhere within the specified area, and is issued 36 hours in advance of the anticipated onset of tropical storm force winds to allow for important preparation. Here's a well-known part of scripture that we all should abide by. Matthew 7:24-27. The wise and foolish builders. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall, because it had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand.
Don't go outside when the wind blows. Stay away from glasses and windows.
Let us emerge from this season stronger, more united, and more prepared than ever before. Together, we can weather the storm and emerge stronger on the other side.
That brings us to the end of our first edition of Disaster Preparedness Update. Join us again next week as we continue with emergency shelter awareness during a hurricane season. Stay tuned.